A VPN, short for Virtual Private Network, is a cybersecurity tool for privacy and security. NordVPN ensures that you can browse safely and privately in just a few clicks.
Yes, we're back on Ring the Coupon! First one of the season!
Hey!
With the two OGs. How are you, boys? Do you know what OGs means? Original gangsters.
Is it? Aye, I'm out.
He is. He's an OG.
You're an OG. I want another Son Headley.
You'll never beat that, mate. You'll never beat that.
Derek
Just
Ferguson
packed
says,
up and left.
I'm a Shuttleson man.
who we in with?
Lanark
Who
and
we in with?
Barthamlet. Well, Barthamlet was a Barrel, wasn't it? And they used to fight Easterhouse the toy. We never watched the telly, we used to play foot in the street and then watch them all battle for about 9 o'clock onwards and then go to bed.
You said wee Gerante's man was a gangster.
Listen. No, Gerante's a thing. He never came for that. I was East End of Glasgow.
Canning Park, yeah, is that?
So was he's a KP man. So he is KP star. Yeah, boss.
You've already been on a show, but Faddy's first one back. He's looking great, isn't he?
By the way, he is. He looks. I tell you what, I think that suits him.
I'd no option.
Neddy's asked you, but so what is it? Has it been done again?
No.
What, you just shaved
it.
it? Oh, have you, mate?
Aye.
How come?
See, it was time, mate. It's too thin. It's starting to go, so time to shave it.
Really, right?
Aye.
Go
He's
for the
getting
Derek Ferguson.
he's getting the balls. He's getting the balls.
Would you ever just have the go?
I might.
That's.
Just
I know.
for- just
I've
for
got my hand because I've no. I've no shaved the day. I've no had that. I've no time to shave this morning. This is
Shave
an
the
early
balls, so you
start,
said
by
that.
the way. Aye, I can shave my hairy back. Well, Andy Halliday will need to shave his hairy back, man. He's
he
got
needs to
hair.
shave back.
He didn't just get a hair transplant. He got a back transplant.
Arse.
Ear, nose. You
You take a
name it.
picture of Jim's arse into the surgeon, didn't he? So I want that in my
The
head.
hairy arse, man. Aye.
He looks like a stoner, doesn't he?
Aye. What's he doing?
I don't know what he's doing, but
He must
Could
have
do
a
it.
plan. He must have a plan.
no, I don't think he does. He was saying he was going to get it cut, but I think he's just going to keep growing it.
Aye,
For the
just
top knot?
leave it.
Top and the Fletcher.
You're going for
By the way,
Fletch?
what about Fletcher? He was a better player. I thought it was at Orton, mate. Better
No, he
player.
didn't.
Did they say he was a better player than?
At Orton, mate.
Well,
no,
Pull him
just
up for it off
by the
camera.
way, I would hope that he did see it.
Did you, huh?
Aye, you got to back yourself.
Aye, he's a good player, Fletcher, isn't he?
Aye, very good.
So where'd you go,
Still is.
Turkey?
Aye, Turkey.
What was it he said on only guy?
The only guy to come back for Turkey with less hair.
Hey, one or sorry, wildfires. Bumped it off.
Hey, was it
too
good?
hot. That was good, mate. Only a week, but it was warm, but it was really good.
You, Jill, and the kids?
I've never been to Turkey.
No,
My
brilliant.
missus does, for some reason. Right, so there you go. You're another one that says brilliant. There's so many.
Aye.
So my missus goes like that. She just doesn't fancy Turkey. Get a grip of yourself, hen. I want to go to Turkey.
You know what she's
I'm
done,
desperate.
innit?
Don't say it here, you know she doesn't watch it.
I know.
She's turned into a
See
song.
the big man here.
she does watch some of it, by the way.
Aye, I know.
So she does. It's quite worrying.
What, why does she not want to go to Turkey?
I don't know. Somebody's can put something in her head that she's, for some reason, she doesn't fancy going to Turkey.
She's turned into a snob,
But
I think.
every time I ask people, what's Turkey like? Everybody
Brilliant.
comes back and says, aye, they love it. So, aye, I'm off for
Well, listen, Derek, I know when you were away on holiday, you missed watching your favourite TV shows, didn't you?
a place in the sun.
Place in the Sun.
I like a wee place in the sun in the afternoon.
The sponsor of today's show is NordVPN. We'll make sure that's never a problem
Right.
again.
No.
Now, I'm going to read you the details here because I don't want to miss anything
Right.
because it's so impressive. With NordVPN, you can stay at home virtually and watch your favourite content that you usually can't get abroad. So, for example,
Right, like
if you
what?
were abroad last night,
Right, okay.
you can still watch Rangers game on your device, even though you were outside of the UK. Just change your location in the app. It's incredible, that.
Aye.
You can get NordVPN 2-year plan plus 4 months free when you go to nordvpn.com/OpenGoalVPN.
Right,
Buying all this, mate.
right, I'll get into that, aye.
Are you going to do it? Well, I've got that up here and I'll show you how it works. NordVPN can also make you safer online with a single click, protect you from malware with threat protection, and as the Slanes always say, we never stop. We'll never stop with the fastest VPN on the planet.
And
were
there you
there
go.
last week,
And
but-
where is he this morning?
He's got camps just now, mate. He's put his prices up again,
Camps?
so
What?
he needs to be there.
Football camps or just
Football
camping
camps.
out?
Camping out with his dad,
Nah.
him and his dad with that bag. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Click the link nordvpn.com/OpenGoalVPN, which you can find in the description box below. I feel like I need a wee round of applause for that.
Well
now.
done, you. Aye.
Here's how one.
Aye.
I wanted to ask you, we're talking about the holiday theme because I watched this on GB News. GB, Good Morning Britain. Did you see it? The towel situation on holiday.
Oh,
Aye.
ridiculous.
Right, I want to know what you do.
Oh, no.
What's your method? What time do you
Well,
get the
my
big
me-
Rangers towel doing it?
My method is to put it on to everybody else. See, when we were out in Tenerife there recently, Lauren, Lewis's girlfriend Lauren, her mum was up. This is ridiculous. 6 o'clock in the morning, doing, like, getting the towels down and all that. It was a beautiful hotel, so it was the hotel we were in, lovely and that. But that's not right, by the way. They've got to come up with some other solution that once you book, that they give you, that you're assigned to, you get your sunbed. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, even Linda says they were up at like 4:30 in the morning, even coming in, they're doing with their phones on, their torches, putting their towels down. That's just absolute bonkers, isn't it? And there was actually a wee skirmish as well. I think there was a few arguments round about the kiddies pool as well. Just what's an argument? I couldn't give a shit. I don't do it.
The kids
I don't do
towels?
it. But you know what I'd have done? And that is as nice a hotel it was, I'd have went to the cheaper hotel or the the in-fashion hotel and just go to a normal wee one where I'm going to get a sunbed and lie at the pool. I can't be arsed with all that.
Are you trunks or shorts on holiday?
I'm trunks.
Aye.
What, you wear trunks?
I'm a trunk man.
You couldn't get money on that.
And
Had been a trunks man. You could not get money on it. That was an absolute stick on.
It's by the way, and again, there's reasons for it. If you've got the budgie smugglers on, you're putting yourself under pressure right away. It's because you could be lying there and you don't know sometimes what thoughts go through your head. No, where you going to go?
I could just pop up.
Aye. So always you've got the trunks on, there's a bit of manoeuvring going on.
Budgie smugglers are trunks, you mad man.
No, trunks, I'm talking about the trunks there.
Shorts?
The shorts, aye. Because there's a bit
He's a
of...
trunks man.
No, because there's
all
a...
day long.
No.
Just you and Carol.
My dad used to... See, my dad's... Oh, I tell you what, I shouldn't even...
No, go tell us.
Come here, creepy. See if you're lying... Faddy, you're lying in the sunbed. My dad would come here with the wee budgie smugglers on right early and that. Good morning, son, how are you? And you're lying. And he's like a fucking fair package. And he's the most well endowed out of lot is. And it's quite scary. And he's standing early and like, morning, son. But then it's the knee goes up and all that and he's looking down at you.
Yeah, I just pictured you doing that. I thought that would have been you all day long.
I'm the shorts, so I thought trunks, shorts all the time.
No, I thought you
Do you know what my dad used to do? It used to drive me mad on holiday. So he'd obviously been drinking all night the night before. Get up in the morning. He'd had the worst truth possible, white bits round the side of his mouth. And your mum would maybe buy you a juice and he'd go, take here son, gaze a drink your juice. You're like, with the white bits on, you're like, just keep the fucking bottle, you mink. What are you, shorts or
Shorts,
trunks?
aye.
What kind of dad are you on holiday? Did you get involved in the pool all the time, is it?
They're a wee bit older now.
Yours are older.
They're older now, so I go in and out, doing the slides now and again. But no, I'm there to chill it.
What was it, a hotel or villa?
No, hotel.
Oh,
Do you get involved, see, sometimes with the old competitions and all that? I know.
Never.
Because you get too competitive, wouldn't you?
No,
and you would take it, see, don't you would take
not
it?
for me, standing in front of everybody.
What competition is this?
When they're
You're
having
rolling
their...
something you need to run across the water or something?
all that, you know, they're going on the
Do
you do
obstacle
that?
course and all that. No, because you get dead, you get annoyed. I would, see if you get beaten something, then that would be festering away at me all night.
You'd be growling at the guy.
Wouldn't you? You'd be raging. So that's just go and don't take part and just chill
Just
out.
relax.
But
No,
get
I'm
in with
there
the
on
grand.
holiday, no there to win.
I know.
competitions. Get your wee
But they take it.
certificate.
Have you asked this as well on the podcast? You ever been on a holiday and you've had an awkward encounter or meeting with somebody? Football player or
No, I don't think so.
flight over or anything like that? No.
No.
Never meet any football players on holiday?
Aye, it's not awkward though.
No, but not an awkward one, but
No,
when
weird
you
though.
feel like you need to hang about with them or not?
No.
Nah.
No.
Do you just say hi and then that's it done?
Aye, I don't really hang about. Sometimes when the Waynes were younger, they'd meet, they'd have wee pals, and then the mums and dads, and it's like, oh, we'll sit together.
together.
I'm like,
That's
no,
the worst, mate, that small talk.
I don't do that.
Brutal, man.
But no, I've no really, no.
And that's your Carol, she'll talk to
Nah,
anybody,
imagine.
everybody, and
he's done for me.
she wants to organise stuff and all that. Nah, that's how I do a runner.
Just go for a walk.
I go for more than a walk. I disappear for a couple of days. I told you that's what I do.
What, go to the pub?
Well, I will just wander about. No, go with that.
Where do you sleep at night on the beach?
No, come back to that. So I'm not going to go to that. That.
You get into the wee shit hotel, we got a son.
I would do that. Easy, by the way. No, I'm not going back to that Magaluf one. Remember the Magaluf? I told that affair.
No, what was that?
No, I'm not telling it. I'm not telling it. That scared me, so I've got to keep away from the beach. I just after like a wee night out and all that, you know.
He does the latter say it.
Right, okay.
And I'm not going to say it. You keep me
save
right
it for a live show.
Brilliant, lads. We're on to football, so I wanted to ask you, Faddy, how was the First day back at Sky Sports in between the two Chris's.
Aye.
It's going to be eventful, isn't it?
It was good, aye. Aye, it's going to be like that, I think, most weeks.
Is he like that off camera or something?
Nah, he's like what?
Like, just like quite. What's the word that he is?
Does he come out? He can come out quite
Sarcastic
and a wee bit arrogant and that.
No.
But so there you go.
Nah,
so
he's not really. He's
but
not
sometimes that's why he's in that position, he's in that job, because he's controversial, because he's got that.
Yeah.
You know.
I think he'll be a good addition.
It's hard
You're
because
a good referee.
Nah.
Are you reffing it?
Depends on what they're arguing about.
Aye.
Just let them go and it's like
I
the
can
rain's
see
fine,
you.
you let them go a wee bit, didn't you? But no, I think people remember, obviously I'm having a go back and forward with Boydie with the pressure thing, but I think his analysis was, you know, saying it's tough to play on the pitch and it's not going to be, it's going to just make dig after dig.
No, he was quite fair, wasn't he?
I think that it should be good. It should be good. But hopefully they'll not be arguing every single
Will you be in the middle then, Miss? What do you miss weeks?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think you
Sometimes
should
I'll
get
go
a
on
higher
commentary.
chair, a bigger chair, so you're sitting up a wee bit
Honestly.
above them all.
No.
You look. Aye. Did you see it?
No,
You look-
I feel it. Even I'm starting, I'm like, chair's a wee bit low here.
You need to get a cushion or something, didn't you?
I'll get me put the chair a wee bit higher and I'll just do it myself. But it should be good.
I think it will be good. And I know last week, I know we spoke about that headline in the Sun was incredible, wasn't it?
It's a true story, you don't believe me. I tell the truth all the time.
Somebody messaged me on Instagram saying the world's dangerous man meets Saddam Hussein.
I mean, maybe I get the
Big
schooling.
Saddam get the fit up in the sunbed with
honestly,
the budget smell.
Your dad told us to do it. Your dad told you like this.
But honestly, that was mental. And we didn't have a clue who he was. And we were
Was
like
he
sitting
budget
there.
smugglers? Or was he?
No,
Trumps?
he came there. No,
What
he
did
was.
he
He,
wear? A good
he was
shirt, a good
actually quite.
question.
He wasn't in uniform or anything. No, he was just kind of casual.
it.
He was just kind of casual, just a wee smart shirt and that trousers. But we didn't have a clue who he was. And we were like, what the fuck's this? We've got to put up with this guy for the next 20 minutes, man. Fine tash the man had.
Was it a nice day? Better than us? I just saw him
You,
bundling it like that.
there needs a wee
Is
bit
that
of
what you
work
call?
done in
Do you
that.
call that a tash?
It's so bad, mate. And I get absolutely slaughtered every ground we go to. Slaughtered for it, man.
You don't
I
care,
think
do
it's going to go soon.
Nah.
Keep
You're
it.
your own man.
If people on the slaughtering us, I probably got rid of it by now.
Aye,
But like
see,
you say,
I'm
it's the
like that.
principle, mate.
Aye.
innit?
See that time, but our rules were we had to be clean shaven, so we weren't allowed.
Everywhere? Who was it?
So we
who was
were-
it inspected just to make sure everything was shaved?
Oh, by the way, listen, have you come in and you were like, kind of the way me and Fadia and no clean shaven, that was a fine right away.
Is he no clean shaven? You'd have been alright, you'd have got away with that.
Tommy Burns was the same, mate. Even with us as young boys, if you wore jeans or you had any sort of
Aye.
stubble, mate, you would.
Again, we
fucking
were
be on
shirt
you.
and tie at that time. All the time, turn up at training.
How was that? So
Every
every
day.
morning you'd need
I
to put a
was
shirt
used
and
to.
tie
I
on?
was used to that for 11-year-old when I
Well, you wore a shirt and tie
shirt
every
and
day,
tie
remember?
getting into training, and certainly it was a Tuesday night sometimes, and through the holidays had to have a shirt and tie on. Aye, get into Ibrox, into Rangers. Aye.
When I went
That
to
was
Everton, Big Duncan Ferguson was still, no, it wasn't a shirt and tie, but it was trousers and a shirt every day, shoes.
In Everton, was he?
Aye, because
It was
took it for.
Walter had taken it down there, so he was still, the boys were coming in dressed with trackies, whatever, Big Dunk every day, still trousers and a shirt.
Soon as relaxed that when he came in, he wasn't for that. So that's when it was changed. But aye, we were.
So wait, when you were 11, you're mad to go and buy a suit.
Well, no, aye, shirt and tie.
Had your
So
dad's
it
on,
was.
didn't you?
I had school tie went sometimes my hanging.
School
School
uniform.
tie, aye, early high school. You know, because I was going shooting right away for school, going to
Yeah.
the bus, down to Hamilton, get a train into Glasgow, and then the subway. So aye. So
How did you find that every day having to put a shirt and tie and a suit on?
Well, that's
Did
how.
you like it?
Have you ever saw me in a shirt and tie?
No.
So it's kind of had an effect on me because I was that used to wearing it for 11-year-old through to I was 19, and then even if I go to a wedding or something or a funeral, you know, I've not got a tie on.
No, no.
No, and that's how it cracks her up, man. She does her nothing. So it's kind of, it scared me. So it hasn't a wee bit. But I kind of get it was a tradition, get in and being very smart and the respect thing. But I enjoyed when Soonest relaxed it because, and it was smart casual. So then again, the boys, there's a a few digs and all that. Your Barry used to get slaughtered because I think he only had the one tie. It was Billy One Tie, he was called for quite a long time. But,
Did you say Walter Smith brought that to everyone?
Well, Big Dunk was always trousers and a shirt, and he was obviously at Rangers before, so I don't know if he either kept it for there or Walter brought it down.
You were a Nike baggy tracksuit every day, I can tell.
No, I was Adidas, mate, but I was probably pair of jeans and a white t-shirt every single day.
Well, you're right, the standard.
the phones.
Big flares. The way they used to.
G-Stars, G-Star,
that was before G-Star, I think, before they came out, but then I was a G-Star man.
What does your smart casual look like?
Me, in this day and age, it's changed.
No, back in.
Oh, back in the day, it would be
Vest.
Smart jeans,
Vest and
string
jeans.
vest. By the way, we used to, was it Leslie G's and all that, a few nice shops. We used to spend too much stupid money on shirts and all that.
I've seen pictures of you back in the day, you're a well-groomed man.
Aye, but, you know, and then give them away in the dancing with some stupid lassie you got to know for about an hour.
What, you gear your jeans?
Aye, I thought it was
Walk about your
taps and all that. I thought it was in the end of a game, swapping jerseys and all that. That's what I used to try and do.
A bib tube on. Oh, what a man. Right, enough of this. What were your thoughts on Rangers' performance last night? Both of you were at the game?
Aye, we were.
Great start to the game for Rangers.
It was, I thought, the first 25 minutes. Oh, by God, they came out the traps. Cantwell, he was sensational.
Energy, wasn't it?
You know, but he couldn't keep that up, that's for sure. But they needed that start after what had went on Saturday night, you know, because it was pretty woeful, but they needed that. They get off to it was amazing, 2-0 up. And then you just think that Lammers opportunity, I honestly believe if that goes in, Rangers are winning that 4 and 5. They obviously had a few injuries, but they were kind of a wee bit shaky. Oh, are they playing? No, they were all over the place at the back, but certainly Barisic had so much room in that left-hand side. But you just think if they'd have capitalised on that, Lammers scores that third goal, I don't think they come back. But this team, that's why they've done that over the last, the 2 legs against Genk. They stick at it.
Yeah.
They're
look dangerous as well.
I just think, do you want to know, I did admire about them, their mentality, their attitude. You didn't down tools, you physically fit as well. And as the game got on, they get stronger. I think even just before half time, 5 minutes, Rangers, I don't know if you agree, Faddy, Rangers looked a wee bit leggy in some areas. And obviously with them getting the goal back, and they get that bit of confidence. But it was a game that I thought, you know, looking at the first half hour, I thought this tie could be put to bed. That's not happening now because they're well in it. And they've left last night.
Well, they have a few players back as well for the next.
They'll have their centre forward. The goalkeeper. I mean, maybe they saves the goalie. Their goalie pulled that last night.
Good save. One was a great save. I think you made a good point in commentary. The thing that impressed me in the early stages was the reaction to losing the ball, especially Cantwell. The penalty comes straight, doesn't it?
Aye.
I loses the ball.
That was the thing. There was a lot more energy. They looked much better going forward. And I know you're saying Servette were all over the place. It was because any time they lost it, they were there. They were hunting to go and win it back. I thought it was a really good start. I agree with you on the Lammers chance. I don't know what he's thinking about. I don't know why he doesn't just pass it into the net with his left foot as it comes towards him. I don't know if the defenders, he sees him coming and thinks if I let it go across, but even then...
Do you think he's offside?
No.
Even that?
I don't think so.
Flag goes up,
I don't think so. Because you can see that he's holding his run, he's looking, you can see the defender and for the pass, and then it looks like he just gets his feet messed up a wee bit before he puts it in.
Yeah. Maybe he's just not a great finisher though, because his record would suggest that now. He looks like a decent football player.
It doesn't matter if you're not a great finisher. It's an open goal. It's an open goal. You just need to hit it with your left foot. And it's one, you know, if one's flashed across and you're going to meet it, then you can open it up and use your right. It's coming almost towards him.
Yeah.
So that's why he mixes his feet up, because when it's coming from behind you towards you and you need to change the direction, then just sweep it. Just keep it going that way.
Not being excuses for him, because is he even thinking, I don't know, Faddy, is he thinking Raskin is just going to have the strike himself? But but no, it was a great ball for Raskin.
He's waiting
because you know, and he's got to bury it. I think it's a total different game. So as you go 3-0 up, then that surely would test their resolve. But they're a team that just keep at it and stay in the game, and they're well in this time. So they're
I wanted to ask you about the shape.
big physical side as well. Even the subs they brought,
quick up top as well.
The boys. Well, there you go. They've got the centre forward, Crevetti or whatever it is, that's to come back in as well. Again, he's a big powerful lad. So they don't play a lot of football. They're no one to kind of go through the midfield. Don't mess about. They get the ball forward. They look for the second balls, they back up, and they use their physicality.
Although I would say Rangers' strongest part of the team for me last night was the two centre backs. I thought Shooter was excellent, wasn't he?
Just left. Outstanding. I mean, I was working beside Kenny Miller last night, and he pointed it out a number of times. See, when Rangers were on the attack, you know, and once or twice it broke down, it's 2v2 at the back, you know, and with they two boys that they've got up top, they're big, they're powerful. It just leaves you a wee bit kind of open at times. So they've got to be careful with that. You know, when you have as much possession, you go and you're on the front foot, you've just got to be careful, you know, because they leave the two up top. And I think that's what they're relying. As soon as they get possession of the ball, they're not looking to keep it, play passes. They're looking to get it forward as quick as and put you under pressure.
I think that's kind of the trade-off of pushing Barisic and having him so high wide. Jack, I thought it was a wee bit better with Jack just being the main sitter rather than having two drop in and almost making it a back four.
Against Kelly, we didn't need the two
midfielders just came to like defensive line and the fullbacks pushed on.
What did you think of him last night? The two fullbacks, Tav and
Barisic. That was his best game he's had for a long time. Offensively, aye.
First half.
And even there was one that came a cross came to the back post where he's been caught before.
He's defended it well, I remember he did it, didn't he?
He goes and defends it. Yeah, he's in a good position, he's proactive, he goes and defends it. But going forward, it's the best I've seen Barisic for a long time. His crossing was good. He was, a lot of the time, I don't know if it's because, and they got kind of sucked into that towards the end of the game, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be the perfect conditions. I'm definitely picking a man out. Instead of, a couple of times you just put it in an area and they go and attack it. Sometimes Barisic can come back the way.
But do you not feel bad? Do you not feel he has to do that sometimes, Faddy, because there's no a winger in front of him? I think when he's high up the pitch, it's fine because you can just touch and put it in. But when you're in that sort of between halfway line and the box, when the ball goes to him, he's not got a forward pass to play.
Aye, but you can. By the time it gets there, you've maybe got 2 or 3 yards. You've got time to touch and
see the quality he's got. See the quality he's got.
That's what he's there for.
His first mindset should be, where can I play it forward?
Aye.
But he's not got a forward pass because there's no.
This is what I'm saying. He's got it in his lot. If you look when he's in the final third, you know they crosses.
No, I get the final third. You can put a cross in, but I know when he always turns forward pass.
He always plays it back, and that's why it can. You know, it's frustrating to watch. But the other thing I was wanting was...
Sorry, see on that. See when you're playing wide or as a full-back and it's higher, you don't always need to play it forward. But see if you take your first touch and open up, the guy that's pressing you has got a decision to make. Does he come and press you or does he stay where he is? If you take your first touch inside or back, the guy puts pressure on you, so straight away you can't then... You need to be a bit of skill, but it's risky. Like wriggle out of it.
Yeah.
So if you take it and open up, you see everything. The defender that's up against you, midfield or whatever, he's got a decision to make. If you take your first touch back, you're making his decision for him. He's going to come and press you because all you're going to do is go back the way. So that's what I mean with, if it's like negative to start with, to say, right, I'll play safe inside before I look forward. It's too late then. You can't then go forward unless you've got a wee 1-2 or a bit of skill, but it's an extra couple of touches. So if you open up and look forward, he needs to make a decision.
So it always is on the inside as well. It's always predominantly back the way. But it was his best game because they had the room. I think it was Cantwell. You know, he was really good at that and feeding them.
Danilo as well though, because he was starting a wee bit kind of half inside.
Danilo could have put him in a couple of times, you know, he was, I tell you what, he was bombing, but Danilo, he's just a wee bit, you can see that short of match practice, but the other I was wanting to ask you about was Tav, because see in the second half at time, I'm watching, I don't know what my take on it was, times he didn't want the ball. At times he could have got himself further forward. I think there was one when SERVETTE come on, and you know it's like when you're on the, I'm imagining this. Sometimes you want to play the ball into space so that the player can run onto it, get a touch and get... Tav doesn't want it into space. He wants it to feet all the time. And there was a kind of wee bit of frustration there. And it's as if there was one as well, can remember. I don't know if you recall, was Raskin was on the ball a couple of times. And the ball's there to feed him, you know, and say, get up high and get a cross in. He was like that. don't give me. I don't know where he was struggling. He was trying to get his breath back or whatever, needing a wee breather.
It is a big ask for the two full-backs to basically go and be the wingers constantly, isn't it?
It is, aye. But then that's the job.
Yeah. Do you like the formation that they're playing with the two wide players?
No, because it's a wee bit frustrating in the second half, because I think they were playing too narrow, trying to play too intricate. You've got to be so precise. I like when you can bring players on that give you width.
Yeah.
And you're right, we're going to be relying too much on these two, and you're going to kill them. You know, so I think we need a wee bit more width. But it's the way Michael Beale wants to play, you know, but that takes practice, and practice, it's building up relationships, you work all these wee combinations. I just thought it get frustrating, and I thought it became easy for Servette to kind of, you know, deal with it. It was like, well, it was like Kilmarnock, you know, the way Derek McInnes set up, and Kilmarnock played really well, but played into their own hands. He didn't have that movement, that kind of, that cleverness, you know, that kind of wee bit of ability, that wee bit of magic. Didn't have that, you know. So they've got to work on that. Or else you've got to, when, you know, bring a player on that's going to give you that kind of width. I don't know if you saw the PSV game the other night. Their front three were unbelievable. And the wingers come in, then they get out wide and they go to the byline, they get crosses in. They were unbelievable to watch.
Is this a similar way that Rangers played under Gerrard when Bale was there? The two full-backs being really high and wide.
Aye, it is, but you can't playing wide, who's a winger.
Yeah.
It's more dynamic.
You're, whether you're getting on it or affecting it, if your starting position's wider. I know they, at times, somebody inside, whether it was Roof or Arfield, and it was almost like one winger and one narrow, but then they would come in and play as a 10. But I think the issue is when you start in there. If you start in there and your full-backs push on, there's no space really, you're not really moving anybody. Yeah. And I think...
So you're saying start wide, then come in to leave the space for the full-back?
There has to be, you need to leave space, but if you're all standing in, there's no space, and if there's no movement. At the start it was good because you had Danilo coming off the line, whether it be it wasn't starting really wide, but coming in a wee bit or coming off the front, Lamer's the same, then it leaves a space for them to get the overlap. But you also had, Suter was driving in, so he was driving 20, 30 yards with the ball, then playing a pass. Second half, it come to Goldson, he'd pass it to Tavernier, it'd come back to Goldson, it'd go into midfield. They never really went anywhere, so there's no speed. So then Servette just go, bump, break is done. And then by the time they get to the edge of the box, they're trying to then play 1 and 2 touch, but there's no space because they've not done it quick enough. But I think Derek's right, it'll take time. I look at it and think, more so probably because of how I played. If they go to somebody that can do something a wee bit different, a dribbler, take the pressure off, driving those forward areas instead of always having to be 1 and 2 touch passing, or it needs to be a cross into the box. That's the only thing that looks to be kind of missing. And I don't know if you spoke about Sakala the other day. No, the best player, but effective.
Capable of position, something like that.
Something that, like, aye, alright, you're playing a system and this is your role. He'd come on and just impact the game. He's running, trying to make something happen, coming off the line.
Faddy, because that's kind of when they're playing so narrow and it's so tight, that's when you need somebody that
take somebody at the game.
Aye, you know, as good as they were at times early on in the game with their kind of 1 touch football, 1 and 2 touch. Sometimes you need somebody that can take people on, commit them, get past people. They've not got that type.
I wanted to ask you about that role as well, because I think Raskin's Rangers' best player. Do you think you get the best out of Raskin being the side of
Rangers' best player.
You think?
Aye.
I prefer Raskin in the Jack role, going taking the ball off the back 4 and
I liked the way the Jack just sat there and allowed Cantwell and Raskin to go.
Play higher up.
I mean, he's a good passer the ball, Raskin, but no, just the energy, the quality that Cantwell comes with, that wee bit of flair.
That was a better balance, I think.
When it Jack sitting.
So that's how I'm thinking of Jack.
Raskin's good going forward, he can play the passes.
Well,
he's got that in his
chance, didn't he?
I think he has got that in his locker. I don't think he should.
I think he plays forward more than Jack does in that role, didn't he?
Aye, I don't. But with Raskin, I don't think you curtail him. I think he can go just a wee one further forward. Aye, but. With the boy SERVETTE coming in, I think that's would be your ideal midfield, because we're hearing that he's a powerful lad, likes a challenge.
Well, he looked at when he came on, didn't he? There's one
yeah, but there was a wee thing maybe Tav, wasn't there? That's what I'm saying. He's wanting to play balls, he's wanting to force it.
In the park.
Aye, you know, and it made him look no stupid.
I don't know if it was because Tav did go earlier. I don't know if he then checked and then he's played it.
I think Tav should go on his bike.
I think a lot
Nothing
of
worse than midfield player, mate, innit? When you play that pass, do
you know something? See when that started to play down the leagues and that. Just going
I know what's
because
coming.
I learned that because when I was playing maybe with a kind of say a better quality player, I would always do that. I would always play the ball into space so that the players could go into it, you know, and they get that touch and it speeds the play up. I learned playing lower down into feet all the time, all the time. Aye, because sometimes they weren't on the same wavelength. Yeah, so that was I learned that quickly.
They'd look at you and go, "What are you playing at?"
I know. Aye.
That's where you should be.
100%. Livy, they're playing this weekend who gained a point against Aberdeen.
Martindale was there last night.
Again, probably set up similar to how Kilmarnock set up, hard to break down.
Aye, but I think that if you watch that game, Kilmarnock were excellent, and when they use the ball well at times, loads of energy, discipline. But you've got to look at that and say that's the way to play. I know that people what you say, go and get after them, play this way, play that way, frustrate them and get, you know, a set play. You'll get a chance, make sure you take it. That's the blueprint to play against a team that wants to not necessarily play with great speed going forward or you know, wingers getting high and wide and dragging defences all over the place.
The difference,
if Rangers just put crosses in the box Saturday, we still head them away, won't
the difference is they'll be on a slick surface on Saturday
instead of
you know at Rugby Park, and if Livingston are at home, you know, with the park it does slow up, so that's where Rangers, you know, will be kind of maybe in a better position, you know, with the surface, will be nice and slick, they'll be able to move it a wee bit quicker, but you're right, Livingston will have looked at that, they'll look at them last night as well. You know, and they'll look at the way Rangers play, and if Rangers keep playing that, you know, so narrow, I think they'll deal with that. And they dealt with the crosses into the box last season. Remember, Martin?
Yeah, that was against Van Bronckhorst, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? Aye.
Yeah.
He says he knew it was coming, and they defended it ever so well. So it's another toughie, and there'll be a bit of nervousness again because the fans are still waiting, you know, for better. You know, listen, last night was good. We'll go to win. But there's still questions to be answered. There's still, and the thing is, it's a work in progress. And how many that's why you've had your pre-season, so that once the season starts, you're slick, you're at it. There's still work to be done.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot, and it's why you get paid the big money. 50 a week you're on the minute. You put you up this year.
40.
Do you see enough for Rangers so far to suggest they can challenge Celtic this year?
At the moment, that's the worry is because it's a work in progress. They're still trying to find their feet. They're still trying to build the wee relationships, and then that you're always at risk, you know, of dropping points. So, and against a Celtic side, you know, they didn't probably play as well as they should have, but they get the job done, you know, and they get the points on board. So that's a worry. You can't give Celtic 4, 5, 6 points early because to try and claw that back is so difficult. So that's a worry, and that's in the back of my mind, but back of a lot of the Rangers supporters' minds as well.
You saying, Faddy?
No, I don't, you don't see enough now. I don't think it's early. Obviously, made a lot of signings, whole new front line. There needs to be a massive improvement if they're going to go and challenge for the title.
They're probably better towards the end of last season than at the start of this season, eh?
Aye, they were, but you've got different players. Then you look at some of the moments like that one you're talking about with Cifuentes passing it to Tav. There was a couple of times Lammers come off the side, maybe not having that relationship being built up. But I think there's a long way to go for them to go and challenge Celtic. I agree. I don't think Celtic were great, but they won the game, they scored 4 goals, and that's them not being at their best. So,
On to Celtic, why do you think they weren't great against Ross County? Is that the same again? New manager, cutting
different
players.
A wee bit of a tweak to the style.
System.
I think that a slower build up. In general, definitely. I think that the midfielders were a deeper starting position. A lot of people came to the ball and wanted a touch of the ball, and it was moved side to side. I think when you saw the difference was like the Matt O'Reilly goal, Carter Vickers steps forward, straight into Kyogo's feet, round the corner.
2 passes into the goal, yeah.
Instead of slow, try to probe, try to find that gap. They looked, you know, better when it was with speed. So that is the difference, and it's something they're going to have to get used to. do the three midfielders need to be in a line to go and build an attack? They don't. So I think that's something that's definitely changed. It's not just, get it forward, can we score, every time we go forward. I think there is a wee bit more composure, a wee bit more measured in the possession. That would
Davey
be the
get a wee
biggest
bit more
difference for me.
freedom, Davey Turnbull, and just a wee bit
Played
further
more
forward.
defender,
Aye.
yeah. Which I think suits him
good,
more
aye.
than Ange's system. If there's one guy that suits me, I would say it was Turnbull now.
Aye.
I think I thought that it would have an impact. I think Davey looked like he was probably on his way out of the door under Ange, because he wasn't getting a lot of starts, and you just felt that it was maybe time for him to move on to get some games. Brendan's come in and gave him an opportunity. He gets 2 goals. He should have had a hat-trick. He had a chance that I don't think I've ever seen him miss. The chance that he misses, fires it straight at the goal. He's normally so composed. So no, it was good for him to get back in.
It's a good example in it that he's not come out in a press, he doesn't spit the dummy, he's just worked hard, and he's got his opportunity.
I've been moaning every
Matt
day.
O'Reilly's done it for him.
Aye, but it's easy for him. Aye, but it is, isn't it? And that's a great example to a lot of other players out there. Sometimes what it takes is a change of the coaching staff, manager, and you get your opportunity, and by God, he took it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's always been a top player.
What do you make of Tati starting the game? Again, for me, Celtic's best player last year.
Aye, I know, but then again, that's the manager sees it differently, doesn't he? Maybe he's obviously it looks like he likes Turnbull, so maybe he's more kind of his type of player. So that's why I'm
10 though, but I would put Tati next to McGregor. He played O'Reilly in there for me.
Tati's a top player.
Yeah.
So
I was surprised. I thought it would have been. I thought David Turnbull would have got a chance, but I thought it maybe have been instead of Matt O'Reilly.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been McGregor and Hatate
Is it two?
and O'Reilly or Turnbull. I think you see his class when he comes on.
Yeah.
His energy, finds good space, he looks to go forward. When he's got the ball, he can control the tempo of the game. And I know that David Turnbull can do that as well. O'Reilly's, his numbers are brilliant in terms of assists. Got a goal at the weekend. I just think Hatate's a brilliant player. But I don't know.
Can you read anything into this in terms of him not starting it? Is there a slight chance that he could be away?
There's always a chance that players could leave.
Yeah.
Hope so.
There's always a chance.
You're holding on to any, innit?
I mean, surely Tottenham get enough money to come in 25, 30 million, easy. I mean, that's sweet of money to them. And wouldn't it be good business for Celtic? So it would.
No, Celtic need the money. Better hold on.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
You can't. The thing is, if a player wants to go, then fine. But you can't sell everybody. You need to. I don't know if it was. I never seen any of the pre-season games. So I don't know if it was an issue.
Pre-season he was good. That's what I mean. The Yokohama game, he was excellent. Best player on the pitch.
He's a cracking player. Top
I
draw.
just didn't see it as a football reason why he's not
It can't
starting.
be a football reason.
No.
I don't.
Do you think he'll be in the team Saturday, or will he go with the same?
Who knows?
What?
Who knows?
Tottenham team. Who's
Because it's
Tottenham?
Pittodrie, it's different. Who's Tottenham playing? It's not Ross County at home, it's Aberdeen away at Pittodrie.
Aye, well, listen, it's obviously going up against a away for him, it's always a little bit more difficult. So maybe it might be that maybe David Turnbull was more suited to, being at home, more possession of the ball, maybe away for him, you need a wee bit more energy, a wee bit more fire. I don't know. I mean, the manager obviously sees it in a certain way, so. But aye, he is. Listen, the two of them.
It's not a bad option.
They're blessed with
Let's be honest.
Good players in there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Top players. So
Starfeld looks to be heading out the door. What do you make of that?
I was surprised until Brendan spoke after the game and says that it was the player's decision. I'd be surprised if the club were trying to get rid of him because
Done well.
I think he's massively underrated. Starfelt.
Same here.
I think that he comes in for a lot of stick probably because of how he looks when he's on the ball, but he's always available. He'll always take it. He's aggressive and he's defending. He'll get tight. He's happy to go 1v1. He's quick. Look, he makes the odd mistake here and there, but it never affects him. And the partnership that he built up with Carter Vickers, I thought, solid.
Yeah.
Absolutely solid. So, from that point of view, I was surprised. But if the player wants to go, whether it's for personal reasons, I know that his girlfriend's moved on. I don't know if he's moving closer to be with her. I don't know. I don't
Do you mean
know.
she's moved on?
She's moved. She was at Celtic
Changed. She
Women's
played
last
for
year. She's
Celtic.
moved.
She's moved to Sporting Lisbon.
Celtic ladies.
So
See,
I
there
don't
you
know
go.
if that's
There,
a part of it. If it is, then listen,
You're driving. It's nice of you to be driving all these Celtic players to the airport.
That's it, aye. There's others.
If Carol moved,
they married?
see,
Are
I
they
want to ask you
married?
this: if Carol moved closer to another podcast, would you leave us for that podcast?
There's only one podcast, mate.
What a man!
That's for sure.
You're some
only
man.
if it was a
But
place in the sun.
Is he married? Is it just his
No,
girlfriend?
they're not married.
You're in that, isn't it?
Ah, he's only his girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Move on. Some of others out there.
she not?
I don't know. What?
You're not moving on.
Is she?
mate. Nah, cracker.
Is she top drawer?
What did you make in Rocky that they've replaced? How did he do?
Aye, I thought he looked good. I thought he looked really
Similar type to
comfortable.
Starfield,
Aye, but he
that,
looked really comfortable in the ball. Couple of good passes. But they'll need another one if he goes. I know that Scales and Welsh played during pre-season, but I think they'll need another one.
Well, can't wait to hear this. Gustav Lagerbico, like that, happens to be the 254th in line for the Swedish throne.
Don't know if it's
His name?
Biko.
Lager Beetle.
I don't think it is.
What is it?
Biko.
Lager what? I've said it right on the sheet, with the way it's put on the sheet now.
The L's before the K.
Lagerbilk. That VPN thing's fucked, isn't it? Have you actually met any of the royals?
I've been at a garden party in Edinburgh.
How's this just coming up now?
Well, no, it's in the
Tell you what.
You just need to ask the right
Just to see
questions.
the
Have you
Queen.
met any tyrants? Have you met any royals? You met any president? You bet you met Trump, probably.
Do you
Went
like
shooting with Trump, didn't he, in the summer?
I'm not.
Nice.
Do you like Trump? Do you want this to take off air?
What was a garden party?
He's tuned to the moon. It's just the one with the thing with the Queen and that. You go and you...
Just
you
the one. Just the one with the Queen and that.
Just a few cucumber sandwiches and that. That's it. That just...
What, the palace you went?
You go down, aye. Yeah,
What do you mean you go down? Who takes you down?
Just me
How
and
do you
the
get
couple of
invited?
guys. You just get an invite. You go. And there you go. I was suited and booted.
Wee tie on
That day.
there, weren't you?
Oh,
Aye.
absolutely. Aye, definitely. I've
Right.
got to make an exception for certain people. Aye, definitely.
Brilliant. Other than this player, is there any other areas that you think you'll see Celtic strengthening? A lot of people saying about a goalkeeper.
Aye. Joe Hart's in the position where he's coming in for a wee bit of stick. I don't know.
See, with the slower build-up, Fadil, will he be involved more in the build-up than he was under Ange?
I think he was involved anyway under Ange. I think that it gets unfair stick for me with how he is with the ball at his feet. And I think most of it comes from the fact that Pep brought in Bravo and made that decision on Joe Hart that he didn't want him to play. And everybody for then thought he's terrible with the ball at his feet. I don't think he is. Aye.
Mud sticks,
I don't think he
aye,
is. I think that, again, it's almost like you're not allowed to make mistakes sometimes. If you're the last line of defence, you make mistakes, highlighted, obviously. I think Joe Hart's been a good signing. I think he made a big difference when he came in. And I don't know, are you bringing somebody in to challenge him? It's not got to be cheap if you're doing that. Seagrist is there. I don't know. I don't know if that's an area where you look and say definitely, unless you're replacing them with somebody better.
Yeah.
And that's a case with every position.
I don't think that's a position you need to strengthen.
Do you not think so,
They're,
Derek?
no, they're two top keepers.
Right.
Faddy's right. Aye, everybody kind of just is right on him. He makes one mistake, the ball at his feet. He's not the greatest, but that's the most important thing. Times, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He stops the ball getting into the back of the net.
Butland looks he's the one signing that.
Butland's got a bit an aura about him. There's just something. I don't know. Sometimes you just see that in players, in keepers, and he's got that. He's got the stature.
Yeah.
He didn't need to pull off anything too great last
I mean,
night.
he does it well, doesn't he?
Aye.
There's never
Especially
any
he looks
nerves
so
around him.
composed,
Yeah.
decision making. Even the Kelly, the one that comes out, he has to go to the edge of the box and slide there and get there. He does it. He's just got something, I don't know, you just see that with some players. When you watch them, or you're kind of in their presence, there's just something about them. He seems to have that.
He was a young boy at Birmingham when I was there.
Right, what was
And
it like?
he was like
Is he a
that
good
as
lad in the dressing room?
15-year-old. He was at
But,
school.
all right, he's off school.
Confident boy, Faddy.
Aye, no,
Overly
no
confident,
cocky,
but,
just
but-
aye. But he had that even. You look at him at 15, you're going,
Because you might be the next big thing, wouldn't you?
some stature,
Aye.
but technically very good as well, even at
He
that
looks
age.
it.
They came into the team, I think, either when I was injured or just after I'd left. I think it was after I'd left, because we had Joe Hart, then we had Ben Foster.
So he's played at
then I
both,
think Jack came in. So, and the guy that was the coach, Dave Watson, was the England goalie coach, brilliant goalie coach. So you could tell from a young age that he was going to be a goalie.
Because he was tipped to go to the top Scotland, wasn't he? Did you expect him to?
Aye.
Uh-huh.
Just that, you know, sometimes you see young goalies come in and you go, once they fill out and that, he was big and athletic, and he had that confidence about him even at that age.
Brilliant. Celtic travel Aberdeen Sunday. Do you expect to see Aberdeen have a go after Celtic's defensive vulnerabilities last weekend?
I think at home, it's natural they've got to have a go.
Should be a crack.
Aye, I'm looking forward to it. It's at lunchtime kick-off, isn't it? So it is. So,
will you have a red wine at that time, or will you wait?
No, in fact, I'm going to, there you go, there's breaking news to my family. That's me, I'm off it.
Wait, have you just decided that since the start of the show till now? Or
I've been feeling a bit rough. Since Saturday, with a family party.
Was that the garden party?
No, this was royalty for America was there. So there
Sheriff?
No, the sheriff couldn't make it. He's obviously got other things.
America,
he's got other things going on in his life. But no, it was a big family get together. It's actually like a Celtic convention, to be honest with you.
Was it? What? Because of the
building? They're all aye.
Was the hairy arse man there?
Aye, it was his party. They're all great people, so they're lovely. And I mean, when I went in, I don't know a lot of them for Adam. You know, Carol's got such a big family, so she has. It's unbelievable for everywhere, here, there, and everywhere. So and it was a great wee night. But since that night, since Sunday, that's me. I'm going to kind of get a bye for a wee while.
But you're going to Bologna next Saturday. You're going to go there and not have red wine?
Aye, going to go there and be teetotal. And just go there and enjoy it. Enjoy a bit of nice, get a bit of weather.
Talking, you know. You're just...
Did something happen at the party that's made you do this?
No.
Did you make an arse out of that?
No, not at all. I had a great night. So I did... she's got some great family.
Who's your favourite?
Is it Big Jerry? Guy, he's actually...
Jerry Bratton?
Jerry's, I can't believe Jerry's left Thistle. No, Jerry, you might see him. What is it, the Cluther Bar?
Great bar.
There's a big
Live
picture of the
music
guy with the moustache and the beard and that. So he's quite famous. So I'll show you a picture after. Get a picture with Jerry.
Does he watch us?
Does
Jerry watch us?
I don't know. He's getting on a wee bit, but it was lovely. It was a great wee night and all that. And no, they're a good bunch. They're a good laugh. So,
good, isn't it?
So
I need to meet them. Right, Hibs.
So,
Hibs.
That was just sacking Aberdeen right off.
Well,
Check they'll have a go.
What did you make at Aberdeen against Livingston? Did you expect them to be better than what they were? No better, but did you...
I thought they'd have won.
Yeah.
And I think they'll have a go. I think that's something that, you know, Barry Robson wants his Aberdeen teams to have no fear, especially at home against anybody. So I think they will have a go.
How are they lining up Aberdeen this
why
year?
did they not have a go at Livingston?
To be fair,
did they not get caught up in that? I've only saw the highlights, but I was listening to the game as well, you know, while I was doing my wee bit, and it was supposedly a horrible game. It just lumped it forward. You look at the players that Aberdeen have got at their disposal, you know, should they not be trying to play a wee bit?
Is it tough on that pitch? I don't know.
We know it is, it's sticky and that, but you can't keep making excuses, so it's like, don't get caught up. Livingston, it's going to be hard, it's going to be physical, we've got to match that. Have a bit more belief in your own game, have a wee bit more belief in the players you've got at your disposal. You know, guys with a lot of ability. Play to your strengths instead of worrying too much about the opposition. But I think they get caught up in that, didn't they? And
they're still getting a couple of players to bring in, I think, defensively.
Scales are trying to get back into.
I think
he makes a massive difference.
So I think that maybe it's not getting away for the defence, but they're not full strength, which, you know, you'd like to think they should be, but if they're waiting on Scales to see if they can get him, then I understand that. But I think that once they make a couple of defensive signings, then they'll be
just getting up against the team with the lowest budget in the league. You expect an Aberdeen, that massive following they had, I think you expect better for them, football wise. So it's a great result for Livingston. Fair play to them. You know, Livingston are going to be one of my favourite teams, I think.
Again?
Aye. I just love that. I love the way they get back to their old way. There's a fella there. You see him
he's a handsome man.
He's on the Cluther.
Is it?
Why?
Because I think it's one of his mates or something. He's an arse and he does a lot of stuff round about Glasgow. and just a picture of me.
There he is with his shirt and tie. Was he at Rangers as a boy?
There you go, Sean. Anyway, so he is. I know, I need to fucking smart myself up, man. Don't I?
But just quickly, just show the public the picture of Jerry.
You'll
There you go, can you see that? I need to go closer. There it is. The handsome man.
Suited and booted.
Zoom in on that.
Came through at Rangers, still keeps the tradition. He's been doing that for how many years? 60 years? Shirt and tie every day.
Honestly, that's
Look
the
what
way
you're wearing next to him.
we used to have to nick about.
See on Davy Martindale?
Love him.
I said about obviously it must be frustrating having to rebuild every year. Do you think they'll ever get a stage where you just think this is fucking too much? Hard work every summer?
Maybe, but a lot of teams have to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of teams have to rebuild. A lot of teams are they struggle with whether it's you're giving boys a year's contract, 2 years. You think you might have them for 2 years. If they come in and do well, they can be picked up.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of teams, a lot of managers in Scotland have to do change their team. I mean, most teams will change 7, 8 at least every single year. So, but I think the frustration is, Derek mentioned the budget. And players, and look, that's a selling point. I'm sure David uses it when he speaks to players. Come in, showcase your talent, get a better move. Look at Jet, look at Nicky Devlin's away up to Aberdeen. New boys obviously getting a lot of attention. You're getting in the short window, and that is, I don't think he'll hide that. That's where they are. But if they can get players on, and it's hard for teams to say. It's easy to say just give them a 3-year deal, but you're always taking a risk with a signing. If you sign a player and you've not got a big budget and they're not contributing and they're on a 3-year contract, they're probably not going to want to leave if it's a decent contract, and then you're stuck with a player you can't use and you're paying them whatever you're paying them. So it's a hard balance.
He gets everything out his players, so he does.
And you think he'll be fine again this year, Dele?
Honestly, under Martindale, I do, because he gets every ounce of that ability, energy out of them. That was a brilliant result for them. I do believe that Aberdeen should be, the money that they've spent, the money on the players and the quality of players they've got, they should be going there and winning. So for Livy to get a result, start of the season, everything because there has been a wee bit of kind of negativity there. I just think it's like, we'll show you, and I think he does a brilliant job, Martindale.
Well, one man who's done the exact same, because he's had to lose a couple of his best players as well, is St Mirren, Stephen Robinson. And what a result away at Hibs opening day of the season. And they just won, but I thought they looked very good, St Mirren.
Aye. They were a good watch last season. He's just carried it on.
The Hibs game was brilliant, mate. It's a great game to watch.
Again, it's just the highlights I'm watching, but the style of football, the energy, the fitness, the organisation, everything, they're actually a good watch. So they're.
Were you surprised with Hibs?
No, because I think Hibs are one of these yo-yo, they're up and down roller coaster. You don't know what you're going to get from one week to the other with them.
Aye, I think you look at St Mirren, you're going to get consistency, maybe no in result, but you're definitely going to get it in performance. They play, same way when they hit the highs. They're a really tough team to play against. But Hibs are so up and down. Like last season, they'd go and win 4 in a row, they'd lose 4 or 5 in a row, they'd win. And obviously, you look at the European games. The first leg was atrocious, and then you look at how bad that team Inter were at Easter Road, and you think, how did they win? How did they win that first game? So I'm not surprised. I think that we saw last year with St Mirren having a poor League Cup campaign. Once the league starts, their players are ready.
So can you see Hibs having another similar season to last year in terms of that inconsistency?
Well, nothing's
changed
to suggest that's going to change.
But that will not be good enough for Hibs this year, will it?
No.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
And again, the one place you probably didn't want to go is Sunday's Motherwell away.
Stuart's doing a brilliant job, isn't he?
Aye.
So he has. Again, recruited well. Was it the big fella that got his goal? It was a good goal as well. Aye. He's brought him in. So I just like the fact that he's willing to throw in a few of the youngsters as well.
Yeah.
And give them their opportunity.
Miller again, he looked good again Saturday, didn't he?
Tosh,
Fad is he?
Aye.
If you're saying that,
He's 16. He's 16. He's starting in the midfield. playing.
I was honking as well, wasn't
He'll not be there for a lot. He'll be at Motherwell. He'll make Motherwell a few bob.
Stop trying to sell players. Alright, he's only 16. Let's get at least 5 years.
He'll make he's a few bob, Motherwell, but he is.
I think that he's a young boy that's been, in his age group, everybody knows who he is.
Yeah.
It's good.
Got that halfway line going on, didn't he?
For a young age.
Have you coached him, Fanny?
No.
No. So you're not
I've
taking
watched
any
him,
credit?
absolutely no credit at all. And by the way, he's such a level-headed young boy as well. The playing will not affect him. The attention will not affect him. He's just a brilliant football player.
Yeah.
He really is, and it's brilliant. Motherwell throughout the years, and I think a lot of teams should. They try to do it, is to bring young players through and give them an opportunity. A lot of people look at that and say, 16. I'm not sure, a wee bit too early. He's been given an opportunity in pre-season to come in and have a go. Scored a couple of goals in the League Cup, and he's kept his place. He's going to be a really special player for Motherwell.
Amazing. What, did you see wee Doak for Liverpool as well?
Aye,
He's flying, man.
aye.
You're going to win the World Cup soon.
I just think, I love you see you're talking about them, because they play with no fear. They just come in there and they're enjoying themselves. That's infectious. That rubs off on the rest of the players as well. But
It was another great watch.
we've got good talent,
Yeah.
but sometimes there's managers are not willing enough to give them that opportunity.
Agree.
And that's where Stuart has been brilliant, because obviously he's worked in that area and he's thought he's identified one or two that he knows that can handle it. Get them in.
Well, look
Let
at
them
Dundee
play.
game. Dundee's two best players were two young boys, Cameron and Mulligan, were excellent.
Well, Cameron, I mean, he caught my eye last season, that 5-3 game, the Queen's Park, top draw. His goal's brilliant, isn't it? His movement.
He's a good player as well.
Very good.
Aye.
But he even like temperament.
What
take
is
the ball.
he? He's what?
20, has he?
21, 20, 21, something like that. Yeah.
McCowan, I've watched McCowan, he was
Good
at
player.
Ayr United, you know, and that's a great buy for Dundee. Good players, flair players.
Dundee looked good, Derek, didn't
Aye,
they?
they've got Tiffany there as well,
Yeah.
sitting on the bench. Players that you want to go and see,
Yeah.
you know, get bums off seats, you know what I mean? That's important. You've got to be entertained. You want to see winning football, but these guys that are talking about, you love to see young talent going, because it is, that's what kind of makes you think back to when you started out as well. You went like, you didn't care who you were playing against. You went like, I'm going to beat him.
I think we need to see more. Like
Refreshing.
Alex Lowry going to Hearts, brilliant. Get
breath
what
of
a
fresh
games.
air, innit?
Looking
I
forward
think
to seeing
that
him.
last year, speaking to a lot of the guys that were involved in picking the young player of the year, you had to be under 21 and Scottish, and they were struggling because we didn't have enough players to pick for. We need to get more. Look at the national team flying, absolutely flying. So we need to get more boys into teams.
Well, see, on the Hibs thing, Hibs used to be a team that used to produce them all the time, but other than Doig, there's not been many for a while at Hibs, is there, that have came through?
Campbell's come through.
But you've
But
got,
no.
there's the other boy gave him a mention at Kelly, big boy Watson.
Oh, he looks a player,
Different
mate.
class, watched him last
He
season.
boots fuck out people.
Handles, by the way.
He's aggressive,
Isn't he?
wee guy.
He's
I love
box
that.
to box, aye. And again, Disney shirt a challenge. And he can play. So there's another,
Aye.
there's plenty of good Scottish boys there.
Definitely. Hibs have got a potential European tie against Aston Villa. I'm not wanting to be horrible, but I fucking fear the worst
That
for it,
scares
man.
me.
Same.
I wonder
That
if
does.
wouldn't be a bad thing if they went out.
That's
before
what I'm
that.
thinking, exact same thing, mate.
Villa, I know, have signed
They're good, mate.
unbelievable this summer. I think they're going to have a really good season. So, no, the ideal. But look, I'm only kidding.
I can't wait to listen to you commentate, try to put a positive spin on it.
I'll try my best. But it's a great incentive.
Yeah.
Look, obviously if it happens, then Villa are massive favourites, and you expect it to be no enjoyable.
You're watching that from behind the couch, aren't you? You're just peeking up every now and again.
What an incentive to go and play against these players. But they need to be. Look, they need to have a massive improvement to get through, and to be thinking about that. But what an incentive for them.
Yeah. We spoke about Livy, Kelly, another team that were down there last year, but they managed to keep a lot of their better players and also add real quality. They could be a real shout for top six this year.
I think so. I think that even towards the end of last season, it looked like they could have went down. They had Boy Vassell signed a new contract 4 or 5 games before the season was finished to show that, you know, they were in. There was another one, I can't remember who it was, signed a new contract. I think they'll sign really well. I think that all right,
Back three look
look
brilliant,
at the Rangers' performance, but I just think the signings have been good. The back three, as you say, all the same kind of profile. Young, take the ball, head it, defend, quick, aggressive. I think that it just fits into what Dale wants. And Marley Watkins, I thought was really good. Matty Kennedy,
Yeah, great signing.
I think that he's built a really good team. I think that last year, I can understand you've got a lot of players that help you get up, and whether it's because of contract or whether it's because you want to be a wee bit loyal to them, but you always felt that was a season to just consolidate, stay in the league. This season, they will have big. They'll behind the scenes will be saying, look, top six is a minimum for them.
Yeah, not
And
just
I
a
don't think
great group of
that's-
players, but what a good manager he is.
I always
isn't he?
felt they were never going to go down, and that was down to the McInnes factor.
Yeah.
The good manager, but his recruitment's been
Aye,
top drawer.
on.
Getting the two boys he worked with at Aberdeen, you know, they got a nice balance to them,
Aye.
haven't they? And again, we just talked about Derek's no fear to throw in one of the younger boys. He's had a wee look at him. Sees he
Probably
can
doesn't get the
handle it.
credit for that either.
Isn't he? No.
'Cause he, again, prime example, your boy went and signed him for Hamilton as a young kid, put him straight in, didn't he?
Aye, and
Yeah.
just put him in right away. Just had a wee look at him in training and thought, can he handle it? Aye. And the same with Watson, same with boy Miller.
And now he's on 100 grand a week.
I don't know how much he's on.
Is he getting that knee fixed or what?
What's that?
Is he getting that? The knee's getting fixed, mate?
No, I'll get-
Uh,
No, that'll be NHS Scotland. I'll go and get my knee fixed.
anyone that's doing this up, look
Aye,
after
I'm
him.
looking for a good. I'm going to see a surgeon anyway. Up in Hare Myers, couple of weeks' time. You want to come up with me?
2 for 1.
The day off. What he's doing, you're lying on the bed and you're waiting on a surgeon, your dad just comes in and leans over you. You all right,
Oh, I need
still?
a good knee. I need it. My knee's doing my nutting at the minute. So
What is it stopping you from doing that you want to be doing?
everything,
Right.
everything. I want to climb Monroes and all that.
Oh, do you, mate? Right?
Aye,
Who,
I
what?
want to go up mountains. I want to do all this sort
Yourself?
of stuff. Aye, I want to. I've been
Or with the buggy up the mountain?
the buggy.
The granddaughter?
Aye, well, listen, I just want to be active. That does my nutting. When you can't get about and all that, you can't do the things you want to do. And I've got 2 grandchildren at the minute. You know, one's 8, one's coming up in 1. Well,
Aye, mate, I'm
she's
just
only
going to say,
in
I'm not surprised if you've got the ages wrong. I'll get a text with Carol saying the grandkid's 9 and 2 or
No,
something.
wee Isla's 8. No, Isla's 8. And aye, behind me. Wee Lake, she's only like 8, 9 months. So she is. She's nearly walking.
Can't be asked from that, actually. They can't talk.
They're brilliant.
Not
No,
interested.
brilliant.
Oh, they're
Brilliant
come
age.
on, they're
Brilliant
brilliant.
age.
Do you like all that climbing mountains and that?
No.
Do you do hill walking and that?
No.
Nah.
No. I just want a new knee so I can play fives.
5 aside.
I know.
And like,
The only thing I can do is
together with the waves.
keep you uppies and all that.
What you
I
do,
want-
keep you up is?
Aye, do you know go at the back and do keep you uppies and all that?
So what, nobody else in the house, you'll just go at the back and do...
Aye, would you know do that?
No.
Too much.
Should we boots on?
Put it.
Johnny.
Man's
Shut
we
up.
should have
Shut
been
We 80 shorts in it. Right up.
Simply the
What
best
about
on the
thighs?
background.
What's your record?
Do you know-
What's your keep you up record?
Oh, just, what do you mean keep it? Just
There
as
you
long
go.
as you want.
It's a new one.
What?
Keep it up competition.
Keep you up. Well, talk about competition. We're going to go into Cooping now.
Oh
and
no,
we've
here
all
we go.
agreed.
And what's
So you two will do it because I can't bet because obviously I'm still involved in football. But you two will pick Coopings for the viewers to bet. Me and Slane will also pick a Cooping that's got nothing to do with gambling.
And what's the forfeit? How?
Whoever gets the least amount of points at the end of the month will eat a plate full of Buck's hottest chicken wings on camera.
A plate film.
Well, what do you use?
Every month. Come on.
I'll let you decide how many, what was it, 3 wings, but you need to do it at the start of the show so that throughout the rest of the show your mouth's on fucking fire.
It's not just your mouth that's on fire.
Your arse.
And by the way,
Can
your
we
wings were as hot as yours and Andy's,
we-
alright?
Aye.
How's he going about eating challenge? Coming over a drinking challenge or
Well,
something?
you can eat a beer with. You can eat a beer with.
Aye, but that's in a month's time.
He's got a drink straight away. Right, here we go. So we'll start.
Oh, this is
What
tough,
you want?
innit?
4 teams each.
Aye.
These are toughies.
4 teams, and I'll put my 4 on onto it as well. So I'm going to write them down so we've got a record of it. So take it away. Pick you to make it even fairer, right? I'll let you pick the games that you are.
No, let's keep the same.
Well,
Just
we'll go
same
on 4 let's pick
format.
the same teams. And do you want me to pick them?
Go, you pick. Aye.
You've
Right,
got this
There's
through,
only
haven't
one
you?
certainty.
Think on your feet, mate. NordVPN. St Mirren versus Dundee.
St Man.
Faddy's gone St Mirren. Derek Ferguson.
St Man.
So if we just do the
I'll
same
go-
every week, we
I'll
won't
go.
lose.
I'll go. I'll go draw. I'll go draw.
Every Friday, I'm going for
Next one, I'm going to go Motherwell versus Hibs.
Motherwell.
I'm going Motherwell as well.
Motherwell.
You don't know what you're getting for Hibs.
And for that reason, I'm going to go another draw.
Wait a minute. So you can lose this, and we don't need to eat a wing.
Yeah, if
No, that's fine.
Alright, okay.
So you being just what to go against, you're going to get beat. Brilliant.
I think that's going to be a draw, mate. I think both of them will be. Hearts versus Kilmarnock.
That's
That's a toughie.
isn't it? That's a draw.
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 Okay.
I'm going to draw. Aye. I think
Faddy.
I'm going to draw as well.
draw.
No, you're a fucking actor. Are you serious?
That does. Aye. That's a one each or a two each. You can just see that.
Right, well, no way today. Start again, pick different games. At least have a couple of different ones.
Is your
Alright.
different?
Why don't you pick all six?
Right,
Aye.
alright.
Right.
Right, okay, we'll pick all
I don't
six.
think we're going to change.
So what are you saying? Draw for Hearts
I'll
and
throw one in.
Kelly? I'll go Hearts. Next one, Ross County versus St Johnstone.
Ross County.
I'll go Ross County.
Ross County.
Just still fucking at it. Rangers, Livy.
Rangers.
Rangers.
And then Aberdeen, Celtic.
He's going to go
Celtic.
Aberdeen at Celtic.
No, Celtic.
We're the exact same. We're the exact same.
Aye.
I think I'm going Celtic as well.
Aye, that was good.
Boys, it's great to see you.
That was good. That was a brilliant idea.
That's a great idea. Genius as
That's
always.
just it.